Hi friends, how are you all? So today also we are continuing the question discussion session of legal and ethical aspects in nursing. Hope you all have watched the previous videos, and if you have any concerns or would you like to discuss some other topics related questions, please mention in the inbox. So I will make further questions related to those topics that you will mention. So shall we start some more questions? I hope by today or tomorrow we'll complete most of these important areas and questions related to legal and ethical aspects in nursing. So we'll start this video's first question. A nurse has made an error in a narrative documentation of an assessment finding on a client and obtains the client's record to the correct error. The nurse corrects the error in which manner? I think most of you know this one, but I just wanted to clarify. That's why I include this question. How we will document, or what is the proper procedure for correct the error? Option 1 said documenting a late entry into the client's record. Option B, trying to erase the error for space to write in the correct date. Option C, using whiteout to delete the error to write in the correct data. Option D, drawing one line through the error, initialing and dating the line, and then documenting the correct information. Okay, when you see all these four options, what do you think? Which one could be a good method of correcting the error? I hope most of you understand, but we'll see one by one. Documenting a late entry into the client's report. Do you think they are asking something about late entry? Late entry is something different. Well, for example, now I wanted to write about a particular phone call which I mentioned to a doctor regarding for the patient one of the concern, but unfortunately I couldn't include that matter in that particular time. So before your closing, before your endorsing, just put late entry, and the time when you inform or when you talk to the doctor regarding this particular client concern and mention that one, we can add this late entry, and that one there was no error happened, but the staff, she didn't timely document that one. Eliminate that option. The second option, trying to erase the error for space to write in the correct date. Is that a good choice? No, we are not doing something in LKG or schools. This is not the right way. You imagine you arise and the place that will become too much dirty. Might be after arising you will not get enough space, or you wouldn't write also. Eliminate that option. Use whiteout. Do you think that we can use some whitener in the medical records? No, we cannot. Remove that. So what is the right answer? Yes, drawing just a line over that particular wrong statement or wrong word, then initialing with what initial we are using for our sign, then the date and time. Some places it depends, there will not be time, only the date on that line. Then we should write what the correct information we should do in that particular area. That is the way. Is that okay? Is that clear? Okay, fine. We'll move to next question. A nurse employed in a hospital is waiting to receive a report from the laboratory via the fax machine. Okay, the fax machine activates and the nurse expects the report, but instead receives a sexually oriented photograph. The appropriate initial nursing action is what? Here they are. What is the appropriate? That is a keyword, and another keyword is the initial nursing action. So what we should do? I hope you understand the question. The first option, call the police. Are you directly going to call the police? No. First we will see how, what and who. Then cut up the photograph and throw it away. Then call the nursing supervisor and report the incident. Then call the laboratory and ask for an individual name who sent this photograph. So what do you think? What would be a right statement or right option the nurse she can take as an initial action in this situation? We have already eliminated the option that is call the police, first one. Then we are not going to do cut up the photograph and throw it away. Might be in certain situations in the hospitals, somewhere they're doing, but in this examination concept, we are in an ideal world, and we have enough resources, we have enough supportive boss, we have everything to follow the ethics and follow all the rules and the rights in our shift or in our working area. So we can remove the second option, that is not the right thing. Third option, yes, call the nursing supervisor and report the incident. Of course, a registered nurse, she met with some kind of these issues, the another person she can always contact, that is the nursing supervisor or the nurse manager who is above her, who is in that particular shift, and she will report. And from the nursing supervisor, she is the right person to make or to inform other authorities, and the root cause analysis, investigations, and why it happened, who it did happen, what was the intention, or does it happen as a by mistake, and everything is going to finalize after this informing the nursing supervisor. Call the laboratory and ask, that one will do after we will inform the nursing supervisor. So our answer is call the nursing supervisor and report this particular incident which has happened. Okay, is that clear? I sure. We'll move to another one. A nurse instructor delivers a lecture to nursing students regarding the issues of clients' rights and asks a nursing student to identify a situation that represents an example of invasion of client privacy. Which of the following, if identified by the student, indicates an understanding of a violation of this client right? See, here they ask indicates an understanding, which means it is the nursing instructor she teach. After the teaching session, if the student she understand what are the situation I should follow, the confidentiality, privacy, and in which one situation could be a violation or invasion of client privacy, she understand. So we are looking for something she understand as a positive statement or a good statement. We'll see. Performing a procedure without consent, is that something directly related to this topic? No, it's a little bit indirect one. Then threatening to give a client medication, that is also it's like assault, that is not invasion of privacy. Telling the client that he or she cannot leave the hospital, that is also like false, not false imprisonment directly, but like discharge against medical advice and something related to that. That is not also an invasion of client privacy. Then observing care provided to the client without the client permission. Yes, even though I am a medical professional, certain patients they are doing, the doctor and the assigned nurse is doing procedure, and another medical professional who is not in that particular team or who is not taking care of this patient suddenly go and involved and gone directly open the curtain and see this procedure. No, that is not. We should get the permission from that person. That is a kind of violating the privacy of that patient. So this situation, if the student she understand observing care provided to the client without the client permission, if she understand, which means she already got what the clinical instructor teach her. So this is a good statement. So this is our answer. Is that clear? Am I too fast? If anything which make you disturbed or which is not clear, please mention in the inbox, so I will try to make it clarify. I will try to do based on your comments. Is that okay? Shall we move to the next question? Nursing staff members are sitting in the lounge taking their morning break. A nursing assistant tells the group that she thinks that the unit secretary has acute immunodeficiency syndrome, and proceeds to tell the nursing staff that the secretary probably contracted this disease from her husband, who is supposedly a drug addict. Which legal thought has the nursing assistant violated? See, this one we have discussed before, the defamation. What is called defamation? Making some false statement about others, about our colleague. And if we are doing that one by speaking out justice, that is called slander. If we are writing such kind of false statement about our colleague or other, that is called libel. Then See here, already we discussed. See, we already discussed the options, right? See, libel. Did she is writing something? No, she's not writing something. She is speaking. She's talking to the others. So, what is the answer here? That is slander. Assault. You know that you are threatening to do. Negligence. You know that you forget or fails to do a safety measure or an appropriate action to save the safety of the patient. That is called negligence. Okay, so is it clear? So which legal tort is this? Is this a slander, which means the nurse, that nursing assistant, she is telling to that group, that is speaking by words, she is making full statement about the secretary, so it's slander. We'll move to next one. An 87-year-old woman is brought to the emergency department for the treatment of a fractured arm. On physical assessment, the nurse notes old and new ecchymotic areas on the client's chest and legs and asks the client how these bruises were sustained. The client said, although she is reluctant, she told to the nurse that with confidence that her son frequently hit her if, sorry there is mistake, not support, if breakfast is not prepared on time when he arrives home from work. Which of the following is the appropriate nursing response? See, I will make the scenario more clear. A 87-year-old woman, she's in the emergency department, and the nurse, she's doing the initial assessment, and she found that some kind of old and new ecchymosis bruises on the patient's client body. So she asked to this geriatric client, what does happen, why this happened, how it's happened. And even though she is reluctant, she told that this is because I didn't prepare the breakfast for my grandson or son when he will come back from the home, so he get angry and he did this to me. That is the story behind these bruises and ecchymotic areas. So the nurse, she understand that this is something related to abuse. So what she will do? When you read this question, you understand this word abuse will come to your brain, so you understand. So in this scenario, what you supposed to do, what you have to do, appropriate nursing response. We'll see the options. The first option says, oh really, I will discuss the situation with your son. Is that you will ask directly? Do you ask? If you will ask the mother or the client or geriatric client, she will get, oh, you will directly ask what is going to happen again. No, so that is not the answer. We'll eliminate that one. Then this is a legal issue, and I must tell you that I will need to report it. Do you think, is it a good option or is it a good response? Yes, exactly. This is the right response. This is the appropriate nursing response a nurse can make in this scenario. As per the laws, an abuse should be reported. Before reporting, the nurse, she should do assessment. She should ensure that, okay, this is an abuse and this one happened because of this and this. Then the next step, that she should raise that issue. She's going to report. Before going to report, she should tell to the client the truth that this is a legal issue. As per the rules and regulations and federal rules, everything, as a registered nurse, I must tell you that I will need to report it. Exactly, as a nurse, you have to report it. Why we are reporting? Because we want to avoid such circumstances again. We want to save the life of this patient. We want to protect this geriatric client. That's why, as per the rule, we are going to report it with client permission. We are going to inform the client. We'll see other options also. Let us talk about the ways you can manage your time to prevent this from happening. See, the age. Do you think that this is the right option? It's not at all. Then the next option, do you have any friends that can help you until you find some other issues with your son? See, these are things will come as the other option. The first thing that we will report, then we will talk to the social worker and we will see what are the circumstances, why it's happening, then we are arranging some other foster homes or some other facility for this client. These all are happening after that. So here the first and the best appropriate nursing response is that to inform the client what exactly it is and what is the next step should take if something good occurs in this scenario. Something will happen to this client in such a way. So that is the correct answer. So the correct answer is option 2. We'll see one more option, one more question. A nurse calls a physician regarding a new medication prescription because the dosage prescribed is higher than the recommended dosage. The nurse is unable to locate the physician and the medication is due to be administered. Which action should the nurse implement? Yes, this is happening in, I think, many of the time in our clinical settings, right? Especially in wards and all, because doctors may not be available sometimes. So, but in the question scenario, we are in an ideal world of hospital where everything is available. If one is not available, we always have another option where we'll get a good choice or good answer. So we'll see the options. I hope you understand the question. I will make it clear a little more. See, there is a prescription you see, and you see, as per your knowledge, you know that this is not the exact dose on this particular medication. This is a little bit higher dose. So what do you want to do before administering? You want a clarification from the doctor. Is that right, or did something happen? Is it a mistake? It's as a mistake happened from your side, or what I should do? Why this dose as a higher dose? And she want to clarify before she want to do. And the time is right now. This is the due time for this medication. What she will do? It's a situation of dilemma, right? The first option says that she should contact the nursing supervisor. The second one, administer the dose prescribed. Third one, hold the medication until the physician can be contacted. Fourth one, administer the recommended dose until the physician can be located. So we are giving priority to the client safety. We don't want something should harm to our client. Think about our non-maleficence, beneficence, everything. We don't want anything happen to our client which can make some detrimental effect on the client health. So we can eliminate the option 3 and 4. Hold the medication until the physician can be contacted, and administer recommended dose until the physician can be located. See, this dose, we are not only the person who will take the decision. I'm going to administer the recommended dose. No, it cannot be. And I should hold until maybe the physician, he went home. So until he will come tomorrow, I should hold. No, I should find other options which would be better, which would be some of the appropriate another response. Administer dose prescribed. No, already we know that there is some issue related with the dose. So we should not going to administer the dose the doctor has prescribed. After clarifying, only we are going to prescribe, because our priority is client safety, client health. So what is the another option we can always choose? Like contact the nursing supervisor. Yes, she will find another solution, and she might be contacted this doctor with some other doctors, or some other senior doctor will come and approach and will see why this medication, why this dose, what is the reason. These are the way we will solve that particular issue. We are not going to keep it until tomorrow, until we locate that particular doctor. That is not possible in our scenarios, right? So these are, I think I have covered almost all the questions related to legal and ethical aspects. We have come across with almost all important topics. So if you like the way we are studying, if you really understand why this is correct, why others are not correct, and the way we are making our critical thinking mode open, so you are happy and you are understanding and it is really helpful for you, please like and watch our videos, and also subscribe channel to get the notification about the other videos we are going to do. I hope on the next week onwards we'll start doing some of the body systems. So we'll see. Bye for now. Take care.